Okay, let's see here. Is this thing still going? Yeah, it looks like it's still going. All right, I'll read back a little bit. Muhammad Atef then said as he tried to collect his old way of thinking, dead, yes, dead. But the videos of Neville, his CDs, they live on. That Daniel Kabashi was, we attacked, put this CD in a rest stop outside of Seattle, right? And he put the other CDs you destroyed in rest stops ever since then, right? If so, he's placing these things everywhere. A regular Johnny Appleseed, but with anti-Islam CDs this time. Sowing anti-Islam CDs across the continent, leading to soul death by creating doubt in the most compassionate, most merciful, like you said yourself, brother. These CDs and Kabashi are what we are in jihad against now, brothers. This is our jihad. Dar al-Harb still exists, after all. We are still at war. If we don't see what the CDs attack Islam on, how? How can we fight them if they find their way onto the internet by Kabashi? And don't tell me they can't get on the internet either. With horror in his eyes, Atef went on with, Kabashi is creating sleeper cells, brothers. Sleeper cells. Sleeper cells of his own making. Who knows how many of them are out there, all across America, all across the continent, with these CDs right now in their possession, waiting to get some kind of call to activation. How many? Some kind of switch or call to set them all off, making them suddenly go into action, flooding cyberspace with not just 5 or 10 videos talking about Muhammad. May Allah pray on him and give him blessing. Saying that Shaitan sleeps in your nose at night. Not 5 or 10 videos exposing Taqiyya and how we Muslims are all given Allah's blessing to lie and deceive the non-Muslim world. Not 5 or 10 videos talking about Abu Dawud's 2150 hadith. Not Abu Dawud's 2150 hadith, said Mahbub with horror in his eyes. Yes, brother, Mahbub. Yes, mother Mahbub. Abu Dawud's 2150 hadith, reporting how Allah gives us Muslims free license to rape women in front of their husband and their infidel husbands. Yeah, to rape women in front of their infidel husbands. Not 5 or 10 videos exposing that hadith, but thousands of videos exposing that and such things we all fight desperately to deny and keep hidden from the non-Muslim world. While they are still strong, while they still might have a chance in resisting submission to the one true religion. Do you see, brothers? Do you see what we are all dealing with? Those sleepers of Kabashi and Neville could certainly take them to the internet if Kabashi activates them by making some kind of news. Some kind of news in a big way. News he could be secretly planning right now. Then those who are secretly arming, man. Yeah, then those who are secretly arming, man. Those who are secretly arming become militias. And it could all be turned around against us by those who leave Islam to join them. Atif's fellow brethren looked horrified. Atif went on with, Kabashi has the password to the dead Christian Prince 3's internet accounts. We have to have an answer for them. If they don't get those passwords, he said he has in that video. There was a pause as those around Atif thought about what Atif the trucker had just said. Huh. Oh, yeah. This is still going. Okay. All right. Muhammad Yusuf Yasser, the van driver, then said, "If we fail, Mustafa will have Kabashi and Neville's accounts shut down on the internet. There'll be no replacement of Neville to act. There'll be no replacement of Neville to act like he survived the explosion in his house and reverted to Islam. No replacement of Kabashi to act like he reverted to Islam either, after seeing Neville come back to Allah." The Muslim in the passenger seat, named Ahmed Thayer Thaqib, asked, "No lying?" "It's not lying, brother," assured the van driver, Muhammad Yusuf Yasser. Allah's apostle, may Allah pray on him and give him blessings, said, "War is deceit." Like it or not, but we are at war with the haters of Allah's religion. We are at war with those who will not submit to the one true religion. Anything not under the control of Dar al-Islam is the abode of war, brother. It's Dar al-Harb. By all means necessary are we to fight in Allah's cause, even if that means through deception. If it weren't for knowing Allah's apostle, may Allah pray on him and give him blessing, that war is deceit. We wouldn't have a Muslim in the White House now doing the bidding of Allah for us. No slave of Allah as president, period. And Palestine would not be a state now. War is deceit and deception. There was another pause. Muhammad Yusuf Yasser then said, "Continue, brother. But remember, this kafir is like all kafirs, an evil liar who will only act like he loves you. As Quran says, they act like they love us, while at night they bite their fingernails in hatred of us." It's actually in their lone time, non-Muslims bite their fingertips in rage against Muslims, against them. Play doesn't quite know his Quran here. As Quran says, they act like they love us, while at night they bite their fingernails in hatred of us. That's why we are allowed to smile to them, while inwardly we curse them. Before Atif could tap on the mouse to activate the video again, Yusuf Yasser added, "The heat is turned on high. I'm still cold. That broken window needs to be blocked better to keep the heat in." As one of the Muslims in the van tried to block it for his brothers, Atif tapped on the mouse again, making the sub's image move again and said, "Talk about a big, swift kick in the upraised patootie prostration if there ever was one, especially if one has been doing Muslim worship toward the big, black, dark cube in the desert for 70 friggin' years." The laptop was again, the laptop was stopped again by Atif. Young-looking Ziad, who was watching the video, said with anger, "Oh, how I hate how he mocks Salat with calling it patootie in the air. May Allah burn off his skin twice daily in hellfire. Not once a day, twice." Ziad then looked at Atif and said, "Continue, brother." Atif just stared straight ahead, then said in a monotone, "The hadith about seeking knowledge for 1 hour being better than 70 years of prayer is weak hadith, isn't it? Please tell me it's weak and not sahih." Muhammad Yusuf Yasser glanced away, then said, What do you find wrong with that hadith, brother? Seeking knowledge is very important. Islam is for the wise, not the stupid, like kafirs." "Right," said Atif. "Right," said Atif, suddenly feeling nauseous again. "But How can seeking knowledge for just 1 hour be better than what we do 5 times a day, every day, for 70 years? How can it be better than what we do 5 times a day for every day for the rest of our lives? This just 1 hour seeking knowledge. What kind of knowledge? Any knowledge, brother. But how can any knowledge seeking be better than 1 hour of prayer? Please tell me that's not Sahih Hadith he's talking about. Muhammad Yusuf Yasser thought and said, It's not authentic. It's not authentic. Atif suddenly looked relieved. Oh, praise Allah, he said with eyes closed. Atif looked as though a huge weight had been lifted off his shoulders. But the comforting words of not authentic didn't last long. Yeah, but it didn't last. Muhammad Wali al-Din, the Muslim who drove the pickup that attacked Daniel Kabashi, then said softly, that's not exactly right, Brother Muhammad. Atif opened his eyes and groaned. What? He whimpered out, frightened. What do you mean? Muhammad Wali al-Din replied, I read in an Islamic pamphlet on Muslim worship that seeking knowledge for 1 hour is better than 7 years of prayer. The serious tone of the pickup driver was like a knife jab into Atif's stomach, making him groan and cry out in a long drawn-out, No! Before adding, Please don't tell me that. It's probably Allah's apostle, may Allah pray on him and give a blessing. Just be a metaphoric, brother, said Wali al-Din. How is it metaphoric? Whined Atif. At the steering wheel, Muhammad Yusuf Yasser explained. When Allah's apostle, may Allah pray on him and give blessing, said, quote, fever is caused by the heat of hell. He said that, shouted Mahbub Mazen as if, he said that, shouted Mahbub. He said that, shouted Mahbub Mazen as if shocked. Yeah, Yusuf Yasser said, well, yes, it's metaphoric. Like when Allah's apostle, may Allah pray on him and give him blessing, said, quote, if the man discharges first during sex, the baby will be a boy. And if the woman discharges first, the baby will be a girl. Atif groaned, knocking off his cap and groaning at his hair, and grabbing at his hair. He looked up at the ceiling of the van. Brother, what's the matter with you? Asked Muhammad Ziad, her Jabir sitting close to him. There was concern in the young Muslim's big eyes. Atif winced and looked down. He then whispered, that's not the metaphoric, brother. That's stupid. A look of horror filled the big eyes of Ziad, who once mind throat-cutting. Atif went on and said, a woman doesn't have sperm. Okay, I'll stop right here.